Fran Brown gave some insight into his program and what he thinks about playing against Colorado in a spring game that, frankly, we have not seen in our lifetimes. What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. If this is your first time watching the #1 college football show, welcome. Thank you for joining us here. We talk college football year-round, so if that is something that you're into, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and you tell me in the comments below. Are you excited about Colorado and Syracuse playing a spring scrimmage against each other, bringing some juice back to the spring game? Because I am. And Fran Brown seems to get it. And I was listening to some of the things he had to say about his program, about Prime. And I thought, rather than just kind of distill all of that information for you, which in some ways I'm going to do, I do want to give him the full breadth of his quotes here, because I think that some of the things he said are fantastic, and parts of it are going to get swept away that I think should get focused on. So let's start with the first one here. First thing he said that I thought was interesting is, I think that this game will help the game. This spring game, the spring scrimmage will help the game of college football, because where it's gone, nobody wants to have spring games anymore. Nobody wants to have to be around and worrying about the portal. I'm not worried about the portal. We're going there to play Prime, who gets good players, but I'm just confident in who I am and what I do for the players, right? He goes on. And I think that when you're up front with them and they know you care for them, why would they want to play anywhere else? Why wouldn't they want to stay? So I would love to go out there and to learn some stuff. And then we got some financial literacy things that we're going to be going through. I'm going to get to that part here in a second. But I want to start by talking about, one, he's right. We don't care about spring football, not spring game, right? We talk about it because we are starving for college football content, even in the offseason. If college football had the sort of calendar that the NFL had, we would be in, to use an Arkansas term, hog heaven. We would absolutely love it, right? Give me all the bacon and ribs that you got, right? Give me all the brisket, all the chitlins, all the hot links. Give it all to me, because I'm starving for it now. I mean, we're getting into the darkest period of the college football offseason right now, and there just aren't that many people that care or are interested. And you know what? I tell the casuals, don't. It doesn't matter. Not for you right now. The roster's still being managed. Maybe know who the starting quarterback is if you got one. Maybe know who the head coach is, but you ain't got to know nothing else before August. We'll fill you in. We'll get you right by then. But for those of us that are in the weeds on this, and we are eating every morsel, from recruiting to name, image, likeness, to transfer, to coaching changes, right down to support staff, this is manna from heaven, dog. Like we needed this, right? It feels like being out in the desert. And then you get this added bit of Fran Brown being charismatic and being on the good foot, being as 21st century about it and 2025 about it as Prime is, going, no. I want to jump on this. And I realize that there are some people that are thinking, why shouldn't they have been doing this the whole time? Because nobody had the cojones to do it. Nobody wanted to risk the injury. Nobody wanted to pay for this. Like when he said, I will come to Colorado for 3 days, he knew what he was doing. He was putting his budget into it. He was bitten back in from his athletic director and his president, and he's getting the buy-in from his players and his staff. He did that within hours, guys. And it's a good thing. Like, I made a segment late on Friday night, Saturday morning, talking about how they filed the paperwork with the NCAA to try to get this done. It's not because we have rules against it. It's because nobody actually wanted to go do this. They want to keep everything in-house. They want to do what Matt Rule does. I don't want to show anybody anything. I want to be secretive about this. I want to keep this opaque. I want to protect my assets. I don't want people poaching my players in the portal, which is something Matt Rule said that he was very worried about, right? I think Fran Brown built a program in year one. He went and got the quarterback that he needed in Kyle McCord, and everything else he really built into, right? He's had staffing changes like everybody else and will continue to. But he made the Orange into a 10-win team. Like, they beat Washington State. Wasn't much left there, but they beat Washington State in the Holiday Bowl, and they beat a really good Miami team to get Clemson into the ACC championship game. And then Fran Brown, who understands the moment, FaceTime Dabo Swinney and said, look at what I did for you. Now, do me a solid and go make me look good by winning the ACC championship. And that's exactly what they did. They beat a team that had not lost a game in the ACC all year in Southern Methodist. And then he has the foresight to say, I hear the rumblings about how Prime recruits, and some of y'all still believe he can't recruit, which is wild because nobody else in history has earned a commitment let alone a signing, from a 5-star player in the college football rankings era to an FCS program, let alone an HBCU. One of the poorest HBCUs that plays football in Jackson State. And not only did he turn Jackson State into a winner, that player that he recruited to Jackson State played 2 seasons at Jackson State before winning the Heisman Trophy at Colorado. Which is another way of saying, had they been playing for the Heisman Trophy or the Heisman Trophy been awarded to an FCS player, maybe we would have been looking at him too. You know, the way that Eric McNair ended up with a Heisman finalist at Alcorn State, bet y'all forgot about Steve McNair. I didn't because I'm from there. That's the culture, baby. You know what I'm saying? Parents, my mother went to Southern Miss, right? I'm raised in Hattiesburg. So I spent a lot of time Jackson State because I got family up there in Rankin County. Spent a lot of time watching Eric McNair lead the Braves because that's what we was about to do. And the Q-Dog was the first dude that throw up the hooks. And I said, Mama, I want to be that. And my mama, who is a Delta, she been throwing up that Zionist sign. My mama got a lifetime achievement from Delta Sigma Theta. Don't get it twisted, all right? My cousin, he Divine 9 too. He over there with the Alphas. 1906 in the house. I got friends, you know, KSI. I got friends. Y'all can do y'all cane if y'all want to. You know, I don't know. The news, my boys. They all right. Sigmas just want to be Qs. I don't know no IOTAs, but you don't either. I tried to date an AKA one time. We went out to IHOP. You know, it's college and whatnot, so I got college money, so we go to IHOP. And homegirl asked for plastic silverware because she didn't trust the silverware to be clean. That's what y'all dealing with. Like, before Kamala, I was like, AKAs? I don't know, man. And that high ski in the peak of green. You know what? Let me stop. I'm saying too much. I should have kept this in the house. Like Jesse Smollett, it ain't got to be us to be saying it. But that's the point. The point is, Eric McNair changed how I viewed football. And from that moment, I was like, Mama, that man can play. And I was right. My mama said, you right, son. And then when the man damn near win the Heisman Trophy at Alcorn State, yeah, you got a different thought about what Jackson State could do. Say nothing of, y'all don't know nothing about no Jake Gaither. You know, do you? Do you? All y'all know is Eddie Robinson. Because I told y'all about Eddie Robinson. But we got some hitters. John Merritt was doing it at Tennessee State before Eddie George even thought about doing it at Tennessee State. Okay? Trying to put y'all on game right now, dog. Maybe I'm putting too many people on. Maybe that's just it. Maybe that's why it's going this way. Because when I see Fran Brown and I see Deion Sanders and I see them coming together in a way that I wish Georgia and Alabama would. I wish Mike Gundy and Brent Venables would. I wish, my God, do I wish Steve Sarkisian and Mike Elko would. Give me the hate in a spring game. Ooh-wee! But you can't do that, right? You got to be people that you got playing. So Oklahoma State and Oklahoma's still on the menu, but I don't think Mike Gundy got the heart for that. I just don't. I don't think he want to play that game. I think he's Matt Rule about his program. That's what I think. But we know what Fran Brown is thinking. And if Fran Brown got to get out here and say Prime gets good players, it's probably because too many of y'all ain't been watching the games, right? But, you know, there's folks that been riding. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a whole bunch of people that came over on Jackson State because Prime got to Jackson State. Whole bunch of people came over to Colorado because Prime on Colorado. Guess what? Like me with Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari, gonna be gone just as soon as he gone from Colorado. You understand me? You hear me? You heard me? Okay. Next thing that Fran Brown said I thought was important is that he wants his players to take care of their name, image, and likeness money. Now, I got a thing about this, right? So I'm gonna read his quote here, get through it, and we'll talk about it. I would love to go out there and learn some stuff, is what he said, right? Goes through, says, and then there's academics on top of, making money. We're going to have an academic session also for them to understand and know how important it is to handle all of those pieces together. Where I am from, It was extremely tough growing up. He from Jersey. He from around the way. So every NIL dollar would not just have been for me. It would have been to help my mom at home. Those are all the reasons, and those reasons are still there. But now we have a partnership where we send people help to teach us. And then we also have a set where our players, they have to save 40% of their checks. So they understand and know, like, I'm your coach, but you're going to have to take care of your money because I'm your coach. There's no way I'm going to pay you a lot of money as a good player, and you're going to go walk away from here with no money. For those of y'all that do not know this part, there's the financial literacy within every community, I think, is still needing to grow. Some of us are better at it than others. Learning to take care of your chicken was rule number one at my house. My mama taught me how to balance a checkbook when I was 8 years old, okay? Saving money, putting money away, staying within your means. These are not things that are fun to talk about. Personal finance is just not a fun topic. All it makes you think about is how broke you are, right? For some of us, the 15th and the 30th of the month means something different. The first means something different. Hell, the third could mean something different depending on when rent is due. You know what I'm saying? Back to school means something different. Christmas means something different. You got all sorts of ways money be leaving your pockets. Being able to put some away is a luxury. I always say this. You got to have money to save money. And that's what I tell the kiddos. Like, you got money now. You don't need any because they're paying for your meals. You don't need no new wheels. You got wheels. Drive them until they didn't come off. Take all this money, throw it into a hedge fund, throw it into a CD. Hell, throw it into a savings account. It's going to make you more money while you get to lay here in the cut and let it build. Now, it's not sexy, but it's sexy when you 40 and you ain't got no knees. I don't have cartilage in my right knee. That's why I'm on the stem mill. I be running marathons. I was playing football. I was playing catcher. I was fighting. Fighting with, octagon boxing, not fighting in the street, though. I probably did too much of that too now that we're talking about it. There's just so many ways in which having money on the back end is going to make your life that much simpler and easier. Think about the folks now who are depending on Social Security checks or what, if you don't know what an EBT card is, I don't know how to talk to you. I just don't. I don't know how to talk to you. If your parents put you through school, I don't know how to talk to you. I don't know how to talk to you. If your parents went to you and said, don't worry about taking out student loans, I got it, I don't know how to talk to you. If you are still living with your parents in your 30s, I don't know how to talk to you. But if you are Fran Brown or you're me and you've had to come up with ways to help the family and friends, this means something different to you. Now, far be it from Fran Brown or me to tell an 18-year-old who is old enough to go defend this country, but apparently not old enough to have no money, how to spend their money. Having a policy, though, of saving 40%, I think is good. Because, frankly, you can save 100% and not miss anything. You won't miss any bills. You won't miss any meals. That comes later. Your ability to play this sport at a high level has allowed for you to basically hit the lottery, dog. Good Lord gave you 2 feet that can move at 4.4 speed, gave you an arm that can throw a football 70 yards, gave you the proprioception and athletic ability and height and weight to be a bona fide monster out there on them numbers, man. Let's not squander that. Give praise by putting it away. Do your tithe, do your offering, do that. You know what I'm saying? Do what is important to you, but take care of this. I love knowing that Prime's got a similar philosophy, right? There are ways in which you're going to earn it inside of the community that you're not going to earn it anywhere else. And those are the things that I think many parents are looking at. Like even now, I get parents that are calling me to ask me what I think of this program and that program, this coach, that coach, whatnot, what have you. And I always come back to go where you're going to have fun. If they're going to pay you, you should probably go there too. Because, we don't talk about this in academics nearly enough, but you get paid as a National Merit Scholar to go to school. You get to get that receipt from the bursar's office and you get to do what you want with it. That's what happens. We pay you to have good grades. That's why in my house, my mama, ooh, my goodness. I mentioned my parents a lot because, well, they're my parents. My mama's a retired captain. My mama was on AWACS. My mother had been to 13 countries before I was born, and I probably got the bug to ride motorcycles because my mama was 7 months pregnant with me on a Magna 750 because she got it like that. My mama also was real strict about what it is that I was going to do. What she did was diabolical, though. She would let me prove, because I'm stupid, that I was smart. She would let me go prove that. So she never went, like, first time I go to school, she didn't go, you better come home with good grades. She said, do your best. Do the best you can. What I came back with was real good grades. So my mom was like, oh, okay, so this is the bar. Thank you. This is the high water. This is the watermark. You got to hit every time. Say what? Huh? Yeah. How we going to do this is I'm going to pay you for good grades. I'm going to pay you $20 per A over 5 subjects, right? So you can either get $20 per A, or if you get straight A's, I give you $150. Get a bonus. Either way, I'm going to be making money is what I think. So my black ass, I bring home 4 A's and a B. My mama said, here's $80. I'm like, mama, it was 88. I got 88%. I can't get rounded up for that. No, because an A is 90%. That's who my parents are, okay? Now, on the one hand, I got paid for good grades. On the other hand, my parents was not giving out nothing that I didn't earn. I had to come with a business plan to get aluminum baseball bats and catcher's gear. Why? How is this going to serve you in the future? Show me. Lay out the 3-year plan. What do you think you're going to be doing from 9 to 12? Not because I thought I was going to be some great baseball player, but my parents wanted me to show foresight. They wanted me to understand what an investment looks like and the rate of return that they thought, hey, if I got my own gear, it's going to fit me better. Because it fits me better, I am going to move better. If I move better, pop time gets better. Pop time gets better. I throw more guys out. I make all-star teams. I get to play in the summer. Maybe I got to sniff at playing college baseball. That's the kind of thinking my parents were looking for. It wasn't that I needed to be right. It's that I need to be thinking that far ahead. And if those are the things that you were teaching as a college football coach, you got my vote. Because that's the only way we're going to survive out here, man. You know, that's what it is. You got to teach them young. And you know what? The consequences have to be there too. You got to allow some people to fall. Because there's no way of teaching somebody that it hurts to hit the ground until they hit the ground, which is why I can't talk to folks that their parents were able to pay for their education. If you don't have that burden, you just don't live the same life. It's binary experience. It's not good or bad. It's going to have to find another way to talk. And I think as we're getting ready to talk about Syracuse, Colorado even more, as this game looks like it's actually going to happen, this is where the conversation will be. Who did this and why? Fran Brown and Deion Sanders. Not Kirby Smart and Ryan Day. Not James Franklin and Marcus Freeman. Certainly not Mike Elko and Steve Sarkisian. Fran Brown at Syracuse University and Deion Sanders at Colorado. 2 programs that frankly didn't have much of an identity before either one of those guys got there over the last 5-10 years, right? Five years. Let's be kind about this. Because Donovan McNabb at Syracuse is a thing. Jim Brown at Syracuse is a thing. Ernie at Syracuse is a thing. Like, we can go going on. Moose Johnson went to Syracuse. Like, we can keep pulling out great players from Syracuse. We pull out great players from Colorado. Cordell Stewart, Rashawn Salam won the Heisman. You know? They won a national championship. Eric Bieniemy was tailback. Darren Hagan was quarterback. We can do that. But the point that I would raise here is 2 programs that are looking to enter into the upper echelon of college football decided, you know what? Kind of like learning something new, like a new language. You can't expect to just go get it passively. It's not going to come to you. You have to go out and take it. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes want to. And this is the want to, effort, work part of college football era. And if that ain't what you got to, what you want to do, retire. Get out of here. Stop talking noise about why college football is becoming more like the NFL. Fool, it's been the NFL. We've been paying players. We just get to do it above the table and they pay taxes on it now. Or some of them will because we're coming up with ways to legislate that out. Hey, I want to keep more players, so let's make them tax exempt. Yeah, that's going to go over like a lead balloon in most states. But if they're winning, they're probably going to put up with it. That's where we're at. And I'm very proud to see the Fran and Deion are going to get this thing done.